Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Daniel Kross, and today I want to talk to you guys about the current state of the Call of Duty community as well as the sniping community. There's been a lot of talk in this recently. A couple people making videos. Keemstar made a really good one talking about how the community is dying and how the Call of Duty community is dying and how the sniping community is dying. And I feel like that's not the truth. I feel like there's a little bit of leeway here. I will support him on the fact that obviously focus has changed. But I necessarily think that the community has gotten stronger, the community has gotten bigger as a whole. And I want to kind of discuss that. Well, a lot of you guys kind of recognize my videos. You've followed me for years, since probably around 2011, Modern Warfare 2 and MW3, around that time. I started my channel on COD 4, making, sniping montages, really bad quickscopes, just doing what I could. And then I built myself up to where I am today. With that being said, though, the community when I first started was really small. You had channels that only had maybe 1 to 500,000 subscribers at the most. There were only a few of these. I remember that guy who camps, I want to say XJaws was one of the biggest ones at the time, and he only had maybe 3 to 500K. You had Wings of Redemption, FPS Russia, Woody's Gamertag, all these guys, all these COD people. Only Use Me Blade was even in that list. He grew exponentially when he first came out because he was doing something really unique in the community. He was really good at knifing. And we never saw that before. You're like, how is this guy dropping 60-plus kill gameplays with a knife? This is insane. And it was a first-time thing. Now, as the community grew, and as capture cards became more available, more and more people got filled into this space. And now there's a lot of other people posting Call of Duty content, but not only Call of Duty content. They're posting FIFA, they're posting GTA, they're posting Let's Plays, walkthroughs, all types of content. And then it's kind of making the community more saturated, and people are focusing on different things. Now, this is not a bad thing, but when you look at the growth of the community, we have more people in our community now that have huge channels, massive channels that we have never seen before. FaZe kind of has a monopoly on the sniping community. That's no secret, and they're really good at it. They deserved it. They earned it. I was in FaZe for 2 years, and it was interesting when I was there because the growth within that community was awesome, and it was amazing to be a part of. And when you look at the success of the channels that are in there now, I remember Pomage was one of the only biggest players. You had a couple others, but now you have 10, 15 members in FaZe, all averaging maybe more than 5 million to 20 to 30 million views a month. Rain gets 20 to 30 by himself, and even on another channel. So it's pretty crazy to see that. We would have never saw that type of growth back in 2009, 2011. And I think that the community has changed as a whole because it's about the type of content you're producing. If you're producing content that people are not interested in watching, they're obviously not going to watch your videos. And sometimes interests change. When we first started, it was just a how to play Call of Duty type of content. You get in here, you give them tips and tricks, and that's it. And then it transitioned into, hey, let's actually talk about subjects. Let's talk about things. Hutch was a really good example of this. He'd do life stories. He would help out other community channels with Camp Hutch. He made it interesting to have conversations with other directors. And now, you have FaZe Clan posting a couple videos a month, but every member on their actual roster is taking care of their personal channels because they're growing so quickly. And there's really nothing wrong with this. But when you kind of say that the community is dying and, it's going downhill, I don't really think that's the truth. If you upload... I looked at FaZe Clan about a week ago, and I noticed that they had, I think, 7 direct uploads, and only 5 of them were unique member uploads, so that means 5 montages. The others were, I think, a community montage and a Gfinity montage. So they're just community montages at that point. And then you had 5 members actually upload montages. One of those was, I believe it was Kitty, or I think he uploaded twice in the last week or so. And you can tell that when you're not posting to a channel consistently, like the team channel, they have 40-some directors and they only had 5 uploads within a month. They had a little bit more than that, obviously we're in between games, but I think 7, total within a month is kind of low, but when you have that many directors. But when you're not posting like that every day, every other day, you're missing out on the opportunity to get more views, and that's what something could hurt your growth. For example, you have Rain, you have Jev, you have Pomage, you have all these guys making videos every day, sometimes multiple times per day. They're working extremely hard. You can look at Rain's channel, and you can see sometimes he uploads 3 videos a day and he takes care of 2 channels. And you look at his channel stats, he's continuously growing, he doesn't skip days, he's building his audience, and he always has content there for people to consume. The minute you stop becoming, I want to say, consistent, you're going to fall off. That's just basic math. If you're not putting out content getting X amount of views per day, and you skip a day, well, you're going to have an average, but you're not boosting your content on top of it. And that's why you see some struggling within the sniping community as far as teams go. It's just inconsistency on uploads. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It takes a lot of time to manage a team, and it also takes a lot of time for members to actually be able to sit down and build a montage. You can't build them overnight, so that makes sense. That's why we have bigger roster sizes with teams. But overall, I don't think the community is dying. I think the community has gotten bigger. It's gotten better. The focus has just shifted on what the type of content that they want to watch. If you guys want to watch vlogs, if you want to watch like just highlights of gameplay, cut comms, whatever it may be, that's completely up to the community. And what it's really up to, it's up to the directors, the smaller channels, the current ones, the bigger channels, to continue to provide that content, to build that community and support what the community wants. That's just my opinion. If you produce the content that you're interested in producing and you enjoy doing it and you make great content that others like, eventually you will get noticed. And I feel that the community push can be so much bigger because there's so many more successful channels. I know YouTube doesn't work how it used to work back in the day when I first started. You get a like and from some bigger YouTuber, you get a whole bunch of views, you could pull that attention in. But there's so many more people that you can promote your content to if you wanted to reach out as a content creator, you know, an upcoming one in the community and go, hey, I have some content here. I really, you know, I worked hard on this. I did this countless of times. One of my favorite people to reach out to was Hutch. I made sniping montages and I would go, hey man, you know, I spent a lot of time and effort into this. Could you please check it out? And the only time I would really do that was when I spent a lot of time on a montage. I got it professionally edited, and then I felt comfortable reaching out to these bigger YouTubers like Syndicate, like Hutch, to go, hey, check out what I did here. I think you would appreciate it. And a lot of the time, some of them would reply. They would retweet it, and that's what helped me. You know, I worked my ass off in order to get noticed like that. And I think a lot of the time in the community, I don't want to talk down a lot of people because I see a lot of people that work hard and they don't get noticed. They get lost in YouTube just by how many people are submitting content. But if you work really hard and you submit a valid reason to someone like, hey, can you please watch this? Can you look at this? They might see it and you might get something from that. But that's not going to make you famous. What's going to make you famous is working hard every day, like Rain, like Vicstar, like these other bigger guys who are posting 1, 2, 3 videos a day. You know, you might not get a reward now, a year from now, 2 years from now, but if you continue to post, you might get a reward later. It's like going to the gym, working out, you know. You obviously just don't go to the gym for one day, come home with a six-pack. That's not how success works. You have to work hard for it, you have to build, and you have to be consistent in order to get your goal. And I think the community here is fantastic. It's phenomenal. You look at the support some of these guys have on their channels, it's bigger than it has ever been. Anyway, this is just my opinion on the matter. I know a lot of you guys have other things, but I think if you guys just feel like you want to continue to produce content, do the best you can. You know, you might not get rewarded to the point you feel that you're worth it, and I know that's a struggle, and I know that's hard, but stick with it, and eventually you'll make it somewhere. Anyway, guys, this is Kross. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave some comments down below if you agree, disagree. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon in another video. As always, take care.